Hello, everybody, and welcome to the HCW UK Indie Review Show. I am Frozzy, your host, back after a long time since I think I've done one of these with you, DP. I think it's been good 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks since I last recorded with you. So it's good to be back on my end. How are you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, not too bad. As you know, yesterday was a packed night, and I'm just happy to
Yeah,
have a chance to sit down and it's great to be back with you. Really, I mean, I think this is your
yeah.
first show for this company.
Yes. I don't know actually. I feel like I've done progress before.
You
I
might
don't
have
know. I'd have
done.
to go back. I'd have to go back and check.
I did
Uh,
139 was me, 141 was Ray, 145
yeah.
was me, and 146 was Ray. I think so. I think this is your first.
I feel like I've definitely done it. You know,
Maybe.
we said before we were recording that I said about the names being so long. I feel like I've definitely done one of these before, and it annoyed me then as well. But yeah, I mean, as people have probably guessed by now, if they haven't read the video title, that we will be reviewing Progress Wrestling's Chapter 147, Unboxing Live 5, Deal or No Deal, where the card was pretty much unannounced apart from one match, which was Charles Crowley versus Maggot, which was the second match on the card, I believe. But yeah, from there pretty much because I don't know what matches have gone on, and me and DP decided that we'd let him go through match by match, and I'll ask him for his ratings after each match. If you want to crack on, DP, and take us through the first unannounced match of the night.
Sweet, yeah. So before we do, we kick things off with the host as normal, Simon Miller. He comes out, thanks everyone for being here. Obviously, the gimmick of the night is that nothing's announced, as the way it's always been for the last 4 times we've done it.
Right.
And he comes out, he says, "Let's welcome in Noel Edmonds," because deal or no deal.
Yeah.
Nothing, obviously. And then we get into the first match.
Imagine if you turned up with Mr. Blobby.
That was literally a chant in the ballroom.
Yeah.
But no, we get into the first match of the night. Which so the way it works is everyone does their entrance first, and then we find out what the match is.
Right.
So we have like entrances happen first, and then we won't like before you know the final. We're like, up next we have a singles match.
Or a tag team or a fatal four way or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. But this time around we get just the entrances and people who come out, and then we get the match type.
Right.
So we start things off with the close personal friends, CPF, and all 4 of them come out this time round. Because normally it's like a combination of 2 or 3 of them, and one's sort of like not there. But no, we get all 4 this time. So Callum Newman, Maverick Mayhew, mine's blanking, Danny Black, and Just Joe Lando. So them 4 all come out. And then that's followed on by another set of music with Uncle Dan Maloney, Luke Jacobs, the only Frozen Horses theme begins to play.
Nice.
And we get a little like video on the Titantron at the back, which shows Man like Doris in full Del Boy gear,
Nice.
selling stuff to wrestlers. So he's selling like authentic goods
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
the other wrestlers backstage.
Yeah.
Eventually he comes out and he is in fact in I believe it was like a denim jeans,
Right.
a red t-shirt, fur coat, gold chain, flat cap.
Flat cap.
Yeah.
Didn't come out in a three-wheeled van, did it?
Oh, that would have been amazing if you did. Unfortunately, I don't think the stage can support that.
No.
But no, so he comes out to the theme. So this is not Man Like Doris tonight. This is Man Like Del Boy.
I like it.
And the 4th member of this team, well, that's spoiler, but the 4th person that comes out is one of my personal favorites, just from a character perspective. It's Curtis Chapman, or as you might know, Mad Kurt.
Yeah.
Who, as far as my knowledge goes, is not really a regular on Progress.
No.
So this is a nice surprise for the first match of the night.
Nice.
Considering that he was injured as well, it's surprising that he healed for this.
Yeah.
But no, we get the announcement. This is an 8-man tag match, so 4-on-4. And we go into the match itself, which was a very much a cluster of people. I'm trying not to swear. A cluster of action. We got action all over the ring. We have spots in there where actually no, I misspeak. Before the match even started, there was someone in the front row who was wearing Kurt's merch. So Kurt has like a pajama set sort of merch thing.
Nice. I could do with some new ones.
Well, the link's in the bio of his Twitter, probably. But no, yeah. So she's wearing his merch, and he gets her to come into the ring and essentially swap places with her. So he gets out of the ring and sits in her seat while she's
in the ring.
Yeah. And then everyone's obviously selling it, and then he gives the keyboard that he carries with him to her because he's a keyboard warrior, and she's she's I don't know if she's like cued in or something to do things, but she just goes to the keyboard and begins to just start going at one of CPF, which
She was definitely planted.
Yeah,
100% a plan.
Probably. You'd hope so, at least. Just a random person going to the ring and start attacking the wrestlers.
Yeah.
But no, after that, the ref throws her out. Not literally, that sends her back to the seat. I mean,
yeah.
And then Kurt comes back in, and then we actually get the match on the way. So Del Boy starts things off with a bitter end and various chops, and he does the whole like the bruiserweight Pete Dunne pose, and then also the hand behind the back to signify Walter, or now Gunther.
Yeah.
Also in Butch. We get more high spots from everyone involved, and then a video plays while everyone is down. It's Man Like Del Boy. He basically just says, this is a pre-planned video when everyone is down on the mat or on the floor to remind everyone in the ballroom to go buy my merch during the interval at the merch stand. And then he just like, he's got this enough new things he has. So he has like a new shirt for his Liverpool Dragon Tour, which is like where he's been wrestling over the last year.
Yeah.
And then other things that he's selling as well. But everything available on the merch stall. He'll make deals with people, and it was just very good, very, very, very funny. We then get a few more things. We get some 0-1-2-1 stomps in the corner. So obviously Doris and Maloney do the 0-1-2-1 stomps. Kurt comes in, and then I believe he gives out someone's phone number. I don't know whose. He's going like 0-1-3-6-7. But yeah, this is just like I said, a general cluster of matches. Which the end of which comes when Kurt is what's the word? Surrounded by the members, and he does these chops. But like, if you imagined like a Walter chop, and then downsized it by 1 million, these are Kurt's chops. He's like, he's not even slapping them really. He's just like sort of like tapping them on the chests,
like Orange Cassidy.
Yes, precisely. Yes, sort of like that. Yeah, and then ultimately everyone comes in one at a time, and then like he just does that very lightly to each person, and then they just destroy him. CPF just destroy him completely, and then they get the pin from a Hurricane Runner into a powerbomb combo from the top rope.
Nice.
So yeah, CPF pick up the winner, the first win of the night, and I was say I didn't see them winning.
No, but as a match, considering you said it was like a cluster, like just because there was a lot of stuff going on, how did you find the match? Did you enjoy it? Or
Yeah, I very much enjoyed it. Yeah, there was a lot of like positive vibes as well from this match, and you could tell like it was not one of those matches that were meant to be taken too seriously.
Yeah.
It was like, yes, you've got Dan Maloney and Luke Jacobs in this match, but then you look at the other guys. You look at CPF, Derice, just like Del Boy, and then you look at Mad Kurt, who's in his pajama set. Like
Yeah.
you know this is not going to be a full on match, like a full on
Yeah.
like a like contentious and like we must win this
Yeah, like
match to win
drama
this.
or anything like that, and like
Yeah,
all the near fall sort of stuff.
it's to have a good vibe in the ballroom for the
Yeah.
starter, and
Yeah.
it achieved that absolutely. This is one of the best ways you could have started things off.
Yeah. So, well, that then leads us into the match that was announced, which was
Mm-hmm.
Charles Crowley against Maggot. So, do you want to take us through that one?
Yeah, let's go for it. So before we go into that, Crowley announced at the last chapter that he was going to fight Maggot because he's a god and the rules don't apply to him. So
Yeah.
the rules being that obviously nothing is announced, so Crowley will announce his match because the rules don't apply to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, we go into this match. Crowley demands Maggot to bow to him. Maggot tricks him into bowing to him, basically. So he's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Crowley? Your shoe's undone. And then Crowley's like, is it? And he sort of like he bows down to to check his boot.
Nice. Nice.
We then get a bit further on in the match where Maggot ducks a clothesline sort of thing, like a lariat, and he accidentally low blows Crowley with his head. Crowley then claims that he should be DQ'd.
Yeah.
And then corners the ref. But in doing so, he gets hit by another low blow. But this one is intentional.
Yeah.
We get both of them at opposing corners, and Maggot climbs up the top rope on one side while Crowley's still on the apron on the other side. And Maggot goes, "It's over, Crowley. I've got the high ground." And then Crowley responds with, I can't remember what the next line is, but basically they quote Star Wars.
Right.
And then they do it for a little bit. They like 3 or 4 lines they do. And then Crowley doesn't hit his coast to coast, which he attempts. We've then got Crowley successfully hitting a coast to coast a bit later on.
Yeah.
And then the ref is been taken out at this point, and Crowley hits his own low blow onto Maggot. Fully intentional this one. And we then followed by a massive spinning power slam, as I've called it, from Crowley for the free.
Fair enough. So he picks up the win.
He gets the win. He gets his redemption story. And Crowley then mentions about how he is now looking at the next chapter of his career, and that he wants to go on the ladder of success to the top. So, being at the moment Spike Trivet, who is the current world champion. But then he mentions that he's going to be taking that he's time to tell the story of the peacock himself and the boar.
Okay.
I'm not sure who that's implying to.
No. But it'll be interesting to find out, and I'm sure we'll find out more in the next show.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So, but solid match.
No, it was again with Crowley and Maggot. You know what you're getting. You know, again, this is not going to be a technical kind of affair. It's not going to be particularly hard hitting. Like it's going to be something that is light-hearted, but storytelling in the same way.
Yeah.
Because that is just Crowley in a nutshell.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, we've got that one out of the way, so let's move on to match number 3.
Yes. So match 3. Music plays. I didn't recognize it because I've not heard it in a little bit. But it's Lizzie Evo. She's back in progress for I don't know how long, but she's back here for the night at least.
Yeah.
So she comes out, and then she's facing Alexis Falcon. But
I've seen these two go at it so many times.
so her music plays, Falcon. No one comes out.
Yeah.
Plays again. And then we're interrupted by Nina Samuels, who then comes out and claims that Falcon has been not locked away, but she's been hiding in her locker room.
Hmm.
Because last chapter, Nina exposed Alexis for not being the hard, like, punk slash whatever, like, woman that she claims to be, and that she's actually like a Disney princess.
Yeah.
In a way to sort of mock her. But yeah, she comes out. Says it's time for a bit of Nina, and then we get essentially the match between Lizzie Evo and Nina Samuels.
Yeah.
The bell doesn't ring yet, and sure enough, out comes Alexis Falcon. She's got a chair, and she makes a beeline straight for Nina. Bear in mind, while it's happening, Lizzie is just in the ring, like
Chilling out.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she's
So
really like her character doesn't give a shit.
yeah, so Alexis chases Nina around the ring with a chair, and then they do about 2 rotations in the ring before Lizzie gets involved and just prevents Nina from running away.
Yeah.
Alexis swings the chair and then misses. He's got after Nina, and then for whatever reason, Lizzie slaps Alexis. So as you say, because she doesn't care, probably more offended that her time has been taken up by this, melodramatic sort of act between these two.
Yeah.
But no, finally we get into the match itself, which is confirmed to be a 3-way. So Lizzie Evo, Alexis Falcon, and Nina Samuels. One note I took note of here, which was quite weird to me, it was that majority of this first half of the match was a handicap.
Right.
Where Nina and Lizzie worked together to hit Alexis.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a little bit odd, considering what Lizzie had just done to prevent Nina from running away.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we said, it does sort of fit the character. But if you look at it from the other side, is that Lizzie and Alexis Falcon have gone back and forth so much that they are like pretty much known as enemies anyway.
Yeah.
So if you look at it on that side of things, it does make sense.
Yeah. But I've got here. Eventually, the alliance between those two end, and they fight.
Yeah.
As most 3-ways go, there's a lot of you hit a move, I'll go on a flurry, and then we get a lot of switching and placing between the 3 of them, as where one against one, and A against B, and then A against C, and then C against B, and then
yeah.
At this point, I got here at a point in the match. Well, this is towards the end actually, where Alexis goes ham on Nina, so essentially just wailing on her with hits and strikes.
Yeah.
As she does this, she's getting distracted because she's so focused on Nina that Lizzie pulls her up from behind and rolls her up for the 3.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it was a surprising end, I must say.
I'm a big fan of Lizzie, so I've seen her wrestle so many times when I used to go to shows and stuff like that. Yeah, she's a really good one. Obviously, she had a bit of a run in NXT UK as well. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, no, fair play. And like I said, I've seen Alexis Falcon enough times as well. But yeah, so all these 3 women I was actually quite familiar with, which makes a change when I'm presenting these shows. So yeah, it's good to hear that they've had a good match. There was a bit of comedy involved, obviously, at the start, and yeah, no, good stuff. Did you enjoy the match for what it was?
Yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it. I thought it was a bit short, but that could be just me remembering things a bit wrong.
Yeah,
I thought it was a bit short for my liking, but I understand it because Lizzie is sort of being placed in this feud between Alexis and Nina.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought she was there to eat the pin, not get the pin.
Yeah, well, I suppose with the first time she's been back for a while to progress. So they probably just got her the win without messing up the story because she's not going to be involved in that story going forward, is she? Between them two, so
Yeah, precisely.
You've just got her a win and continued the story between them two by doing whatever they did.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, Alexis was wailing on her, wasn't she? And Lizzie just nicked the pin.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. It's smart more than anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So following on from the match itself, though, obviously Lizzie leaves because she's won. She got nothing further to do with this. Alexis gets a mic while Nina's being helped away, saying how she opens up about how Nina helped her, even though through her mocking she helped Alexis express her true self, and that she didn't dye her hair. She didn't dye her head. Yeah, she didn't dye her hair red, to be this hard sort of punk woman. She dyed it because she wanted to be Ariel, and then she's just like it's a bit wholesome for a bit, and then she asks Nina to shake her hand because she genuinely thanks her for being able to express who she really is.
Yeah.
And then Nina gets her hand and then shakes it, and then pulls her into the ropes. And then Nina just full on hits her with a chair, puts her neck in the chair, and then jumps from the second rope onto that.
Yeah.
And then she hosts the Nina Samuel show with her guest Alexis Falcon. And then,
of course.
Yeah. She then just does like a lot of say nothing if your name is Alexis Falcon, and then obviously Falcon's going that.
Yeah.
They can't say anything because her throat's crushed.
Yeah.
And then she's like, say nothing if Nina Samuels made your career or something like that. And it's just heel shtick at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and that ends off that segment pretty much with her walking away, Alexis being seen by medics.
Yeah. Fair enough. So I believe we're on to match number 4 then.
That's correct. So, before we get into this, we have an appearance from the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth. Tate Mayfairs. So he's here. Something I didn't mention last chapter, which I should have done, was that Simon Miller went off at Tate, and they had a little bit of a scuffle between them.
Yeah.
Because Simon couldn't take it anymore, like just the beratement from Tate. The Tate comes out. He gets some of the people in red shirts, the trainees, to hold off Simon, saying Simon can't be trusted. Cover with his own emotions and being professional. He proceeds to mock Simon, saying that he can't even do an up and over, which is like like when you want someone to the corner and then they jump up onto the rope and then behind the person running at them.
Yeah.
He says that he's here because he's been told that there's an opponent for him that's been arranged for tonight. Known worldwide, has a blue Twitter tick. Is truly worthy of Tate Mayfairs. Then we hear this unknown music. We get a vortex tunnel thing on the Titantron, similar to like Chris Jericho's Titantron.
Yeah.
In the WWF, I mean.
Yeah.
We get something similar to that before we hear a familiar bit of music. We see a little square. We see a built person, that silhouette, bald head. We know who it is. Tate plays that he has no idea.
Right.
And then the name comes up, Simon Miller on the Titantron. So we're officially getting Tate Mayfairs and Simon Miller. We're getting wrestler versus host. But it should be noted that Miller is actually a wrestler as well.
Yeah. I was going to say this wouldn't be happening if he wasn't. So.
Yeah. Because I've seen him wrestle at other shows before, so it's not it's his first rodeo.
Yeah.
But we start things off with this match with a couple of spears from Miller. Tate retreats to the stage. We get a lot of stage fighting between the two of them. We go back to the ring. At this point, Tate.
Rate Mayfairs.
Yes. Right Wrestler invaded Progress. No, so Tate is in control again at this point. He hits his signature cuddle elbow. He then Simon attempts a Falcon Arrow. He hits it, but Tate kicks out. At this point, Simon goes for another spear. But as he gets to Tate, he's countered by a roll up, and we're pulling the tights. Tate gets the free. So I say that allegedly pulling the tights.
Okay.
I didn't see it. I was at the wrong angle.
Right.
But Tate announces himself as the winner, and he's leaving to go toward up the stage. And then we hear some more music. And this is one that I did recognize. I was like, well, why do I know that music? Because the title doesn't say a name straight away. Yeah. And it's only the returning Warren Banks.
Nice.
Which I thought was amazing to see him back as well. Because I saw his last match in a ring.
Yeah.
Live, I mean. And now I'm seeing his first on-screen appearance. Live.
Nice.
But yeah, he's back. Warren Banks, the Nigerian Kaiju, is back. In Progress. He heads off Tate, basically, and makes him retreat back to the ring, where he's then hit by a spear from Miller.
Yeah.
And then Miller talks to the crowd for a bit. Just thanking everyone, says that, it's not going to be his last match in Progress, and then he thanks Progress for giving him a chance to have a match in the ring.
Yeah. Fair play.
Yeah.
So we are on to match number 5.
Kind of. I say kind of because I'll get into that. So because Simon's had a match, he's been in ring gear, he's tired and all that. We have a new host.
Yeah.
It's only Gene Money. He comes out. He's always his like a daisical sort of what's the word? I don't know the word, but he comes out basically. He's himself.
Right. Okay.
But he comes out. He says he's got the book of Jim Smallman here. Like, so Jim Smallman was the original host of Progress shows.
Yeah.
So he's got a little notebook with like Jim's notes, like how to keep an audience interested in all that. And he makes a joke about having a 37-minute talk at the start of the show.
Yeah.
Which is what Jim always used to do. He used to always have these long talking segments at the start.
Yeah.
He then says, and now it's time for some audience participation. Yeah, he finds a random person in the crowd. Says, "Sir, have you enjoyed the show?" He goes, "Yeah, I have." And then Jim goes, "Well, that's enough of that then." And then he goes back into the ring. And then amazingly, there was this potato joke. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but it had us completely in stitches.
Right.
We were absolutely laughing our heads off. I wish I could record it for you, but it'll be on network anyway, so I'm sure it'll be there.
Yeah.
So up next we have the actual wrestlers. Not saying that G's not a wrestler, because he is, but actually on the card tonight.
People who are participating in the
matches. Yes. We have Progress Women's Champion Lana Austin. She's here with Sky Switzerland and LA Taylor. And what followed was perhaps the worst 2 to 3 minutes that I've ever experienced in Progress.
Right.
It was time for some Lana Oki.
Oh God.
Which you can probably tell is karaoke.
Yeah.
So she was singing. I'll say no. Firstly, they found someone in the crowd to get into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And he stood in the ring with Lana and Sky, while LA just chilled out. And they all sang, what was it? We Wish You a Merry Christmas. But it was the tune of like, Lana Austin is the best.
Right.
So it was like, Lana is the greatest wrestler. That's all that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but got to all that, and then yeah, I just wrote here cringe.
Yeah. Which is probably what they're going for.
Yes, exactly. It was bad comedy, but it was intentionally bad comedy.
I think I've seen this on her Twitter, actually, that she does this quite a lot now.
Mhm.
And it's sort of been a thing over the last sort of few months where she'll just sing her own name to different songs.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I've not actually seen that myself, but I'm sure Rate would probably be able to feel a bit more on that.
Yeah.
He's a huge Lana fan, so
Yeah.
here we go. So yeah, at this point it ends. The goes back to his seat, and we have Rio, not the the English one.
Not, yeah. Yeah, not Regal.
Yeah, and Minnie McKenzie. So at this point, I'm assuming, oh sweet, we're gonna get a tag match.
Yeah.
It's not a tag match. It's a fatal four way.
Oh.
It's Rio, Minnie McKenzie, champion Lana Austin, and Sky Smithson. Sky, who's
For the
part of
title.
Lana's group
For the title.
for the title.
Nice.
Um, so if you couldn't see where the match is going, like it's obvious now.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you expect, for the most part, this match is just a lot of like tag team stuff,
Yeah.
minus the tags. It's like a tornado tag
It's
match,
like a
basically.
tornado tag.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lana and Sky work together for the most part, as do Rio and Millie.
Yeah.
Um, at one point, Lana and Sky are both taken out, so Rio and Millie proceed to fight because again, you can pin anyone to win this match. The ending of the match comes when Sky is hit by a high knee from Millie, and then Lana throws Millie out the ring and pins Sky.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it is what it is, but it was still an entertaining match, and it was something that helped showcase further the story between Lana and Sky, because
Yeah.
Sky was not happy about being pinned,
Right.
but at the same time, she's sort of subservient to Lana.
Yeah.
So it's a mixed bag of emotion there, but how they're gonna tie that all up,
Mm.
which will be interesting because I imagine that we're gonna get a Sky and Lana match somewhere down the line.
Well, yeah, that's the way it sounds like the building towards. Because normally, in that sort of situation, if you're part of a group and you're put into the match with, say, the group's leader,
Mm-hmm.
the obvious thing to do is just lie down
Yeah.
and get pinned.
Mm-hmm.
But she was obviously fuming that she was the one pinned. So yeah, it's if they're not going that way, then they should be.
Mm-hmm.
And this ending makes no sense. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it does sound like the building towards that match.
Yeah, but I mean, like naturally with these four women anyway, you've got very talented competitors, and they
Yeah,
all have they all know their role, and they all did a fantastic job. And it's just the cringe before it.
yeah, yeah. Just ignore
that
that
I tried to.
bit. So we are moving on to match number 6.
That's right. Yes, the penultimate match of the night. So here comes Spike Trivet, Comic World Champion, Men's World Champion, I should say. He comes out with Bullet, his bodyguard. He comes out and says that there's no one who has a valid claim to the world title. He's tied up all loose ends. There was the issue with Dan Maloney, who he stole title from allegedly. He beat Dan Maloney.
Yeah,
There was the issue with Gresham, who Gresham well obviously stripped the title, well, not stripped, he vacated the title, sorry.
yeah,
And then he beat Gresham last chapter. That title that loose end. Like he's done everything that he needs to do as champion. There's no one who's got a valid claim to the world title.
yeah,
And then at this point, I said to the person next to me, RKJ, because RKJ won the MPS.
yeah,
So he's the one who he's got a valid claim to the title.
yeah.
But then I forgot he's injured, so it can't be RKJ.
Fair enough.
So at this point, out comes Big Damo, the current Atlas champion of Progress.
Right.
So he comes out. Uh, you know Big Damo, big guy, very hairy.
Yeah.
He comes out. He says, "Because it's the spirit of Christmas, I'm claiming a world title match." And then we get a little chant saying, "Damo is Santa Claus" from the crowd.
Nice.
And Damo retorts with, "Damn right, I'm Santa Claus." So that follows on for the next match of the night, which is for the Progress World Championship between Spike Gervais and Big Damo.
Yeah.
This is very much a heel and face match where both competitors are different sizes.
Yeah.
So Spike will try different things and then realize he messed up because Damo is of a certain size and can tolerate a lot more punishment.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is Damo basically just doing moves to Spike and Spike occasionally working on a limb.
Yeah.
Eventually, Bullet gets involved, and Bullet's a big man as well, and he's scared of Damo.
Right.
Um, so we get a lot of like spots where Damo basically just like fends off Bullet,
Yeah.
and Spike eventually like what's the word? He distracts Damo enough so that way Bullet can start working on things with the cane.
Yeah.
That he has like this little like cane that he carries.
Yeah.
And Spike essentially at one point both men are down, Damo and Spike after a code breaker. And Spike does this weird little maneuver and he kicks out the ref's leg from under him. The ref falls and he's out, basically.
Yeah.
Cue Bullet come in with the cane. And then Bullet goes to hit Damo with the cane, Damo catches it, and then wails on Spike for a bit with the cane.
Yeah.
Spike is. I was saying he pins Spike, sorry, and because there's no ref, no one counts it.
Right.
Bullet comes in after Damo tries to get the ref awakened again, and he knocks out, or not knocks out, he knocks down Damo with a drop kick. But
Right.
it looked like it was a Claymore style drop kick.
Yeah.
Like it was full on, like a damn powerful kick.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that happens, we get a second rope code breaker from Spike, and that solidifies the win. Like, so he's still your champion.
I'd have been very surprised if he'd have lost it not in the main event.
Yeah, and to the current
Uh,
and to the Atlas champion as well. So
yeah.
he'd have been double champion.
Yeah. I always think double champs are good as long as it doesn't go on for ages.
Yeah,
But yeah, no. So it was a good match, all in all.
I mean Spike matches are always very good.
Yeah.
I mean I'm of that opinion. Like I don't like I don't think Spike can put on a bad match.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but like
Uh,
Damo added to it as well, and
yeah.
the the difference between the two of them added to the story as well being told, and it just adds another notch onto Spike's belt.
Yeah. Exactly. It's another defense. Successful, and yeah, it just carries on building the reign.
Hmm.
Which is what you want to do with a champion anyway. So,
Yeah.
seeing as the World Championship wasn't the main event, what was?
Well, before we get into that, I forgot to mention this. Gene, because I'm based like where the ramp is, so so I can see Gene talking to the helpers, and like he's getting the belt because you know Gene has his own title, the G-Money Championship.
Right.
Uh, he he takes the world title from the helper, the progress title that is, uh, and gives Spike the G-Money Championship.
Right.
So there'll be an image somewhere on Twitter of Spike Gervais holding up the G-Money Championship because he holds it up in celebration until Bullet's like, "Hang on a minute, no, that's not your title, Spike." And then Bullet goes after Gene, who runs away
Yeah.
basically with the world title.
Fair enough.
But no, they come back eventually.
Yeah.
And Gene's been taken out, I assume, because Bullet has both titles now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
the world title is with Spike again. So yeah, that was that bit. Before that as well, Gene also announced a show on March 7th called, how was it? Gene Money's Darth Lad Wonder Emporium.
why
It'll be a
call it.
kooky. It'll be a kooky show. I'll go to it probably.
Yeah, fair enough. So we'll be reviewing that one as well.
Yeah.
No, perfect. So I'm assuming there's nothing else, and we can get to the main event.
We can, yes. Which was, I was deceived. I would like to add at this point, I was deceived by TK Cooper because I was told he was in New Zealand. Yeah,
Nice. So
he's
he
not. He was at the ballroom.
Yeah.
So we get Sunshine Machine, him and Chuck Mambo, taking on one of the original teams of Progress, like since its inception.
Yeah.
FSU, which is Mark Andrews and A. Dennis.
Yeah.
So we get this, and then FSU actually come out with the original tag shields. So back in the day, Progress used to have instead of tag belts, they had these two tag shields that you would put together, and they made the Progress icon.
Right. Okay.
They came up with those because they were one of the original tag teams, one of the original tag champions of Progress.
Yeah.
So this follows on, so the match itself. If Sunshine Machine win, they get their 9th defense or 10th defense. I can't remember, but either way, they either tie the record or beat the record for most defenses. Yeah. And FSU won the titles back because it's FSU. They're one of the originators of the tag team wrestling in Progress.
Yeah.
What follows is a match that I can only describe as enthralling, entertaining, amazing. It'd be a crime of me to try and describe this match.
Yeah.
Because it's just so good. All I'll mention is that there are dirty tactics used by FSU towards the latter part of the match.
Yeah.
Because they're so desperate they want to win the titles that they're now resorting to the heel tactics.
Yeah.
They do pull the ref out. They hit a low blow on Mambo. Dennis Razor Edge's TK into a stack of chairs in the audience, which looked brutal. We've seen that on Twitter, but that looks brutal. And we get a lot of like near fall moments as well, where like the ref has the ref pulled out, or like there's a kick out or something.
Yeah.
We get a lot of that, a lot of heart tugging, I guess, as well
Yeah.
for like a lot of fans in attendance, because we're seeing FSU, this traditionally faced tag team, or at least since their return anyway, healing it up to sort of get this win and prevent Machine from getting the record.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the end comes after a series of finishes from Sunshine Machine onto A. Dennis, and Sunshine Machine pick up the all important 9th/10th title defense.
Yeah. Nice.
And
nice.
yeah, amazing stuff.
I was going to say, like you said, you really enjoyed the match, and there's no bias at all in your rating of this match.
Not, even though, but like, this is literally a Sunshine Machine hoodie, so.
Yeah. No, but it sounds like it was quite a decent show.
Thinking on like this year, I think this is probably top 2 or top 3 like shows I've attended.
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing as well. Like,
yeah,
I always enjoyed the mystique about nothing being announced, because you don't know who's going to show up.
Yeah.
It was great seeing Mad Kurt in the ballroom. It was great seeing, Lizzie Evo. It's just different faces that you don't normally see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though I'm a huge Tate fan, it was great to see Simon Miller in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all round, very good stuff.
Yeah, no. Well, glad you enjoyed, and obviously, as always, we enjoy doing these reviews, which you can find on our YouTube page. So like, subscribe, follow, do all the fun stuff, comment if there's anything you like about the reviews, if there's anything you don't, if you want DP to bore off, just let us know and we can make sure it happens.
Thanks.
No, I'm only joking, bud. No, thank you again for attending another show and sitting down with me to discuss it. Our Twitter handles are above
Below.
or below.
Well,
Yeah,
so
they are below.
yours and mine are below us.
They're below us, right? So
Yeah,
Twitter
but
handles
then-
are below.
Yeah, but then obviously the show ones are up there.
The show one is in the corner. We've got YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all in the side. We'll post a Discord link if you want to come and join us in our Discord server. Jump on. We do have a lot of fun in there. We've got a lot of stuff planned for the new year, interview-wise, and as we said on our video that is being released on New Year's Day, or was released on New Year's Day, should I say, there is going to be a bit of a giveaway going on. We're still working on it, but it will be announced very, very soon. So keep your eyes open for that one. But on behalf of myself, Frozzy, and my co-host DP, we'll see you on the next one. And thank you very much.
Thank you all. Peace.